Okay, this video is going to be about recording the supermoon, and I'm using a camera that has a 1.6 crop factor, so that's going to give me a little more magnification. And I'm using a 400mm lens with a 2x teleconverter, so I'll have to focus manually. So I'm going to try to zoom out as far as I can and lock that in. So with all that magnification, I'm probably at, I don't know, 1500 millimeters or so. Quite a lot of focal length. So I'll lock that down. So the first thing is I'll have to manually focus. And here we're getting the moon starting to come into focus. All right, now, so I'll have to make some other adjustments, like I'm going to set the f-stop to f8. Well, in this case, since I have all these lenses on and the tele-extender f11 is as wide as I can get. And then for an ISO, since the moon does move a little bit, I'm going to use ISO 400. All right, so I got f11, ISO 400, and now I'm going to adjust the I may need to take out a flashlight because I can't see what mode I'm in. So it's always handy to have a flashlight when you do night photography, because I can't see anything on the camera. All right, I am in manual shooting mode, and I'm going to bring up the shutter speed a little bit. So we want to underexpose the moon a little so that we can see all the crater detail. And I need to change the white balance, and I'm going to set it to auto. All right. So now, even though my meter says that I'm underexposed, I'm really not. It's just because the moon is very bright and the surrounding area is very dark. So I'm probably going to underexpose it a little more. The more I underexpose it, you'll see the more detail I see in the moon. Of course, we don't want to underexpose it too much. We still want the moon to be white. And you can see here the moon is moving, so I need to adjust for that. And now I'm going to zoom in with my zoom button on the camera. And you can see here I get really good crater detail right there. And if I zoom in one more time, I'm like really zoomed in. There's part of a tree in front of the moon, so I'm seeing quite a lot of detail being zoomed in quite a bit. But this is not the zoom level I'm going to take the picture with. This is just what my Atomos is allowing me to see. So I'm going to zoom out. So this is what I would see in my camera. So I have to arrange it. And I really would need a trigger release for this. And I'll have to use the timer because I don't have my trigger release handy. So the timer will work also. And there we have a picture of the moon. You can see the exposure maybe maybe I'll make it just a little bit brighter. We'll try a shot like that, and I'll try recomposing it a little bit. Unfortunately, it's going behind a tree right now, so I'll have to shoot it as fast as I can. All right, that's not bad. Check my focus. And I'll take a shot before it goes away. Maybe I'll have to look for a new angle because this tree is killing my shot here. All right, I'm going to go out at a different angle. There we go. Now I have to find the moon again. I have to do it higher because once it settles to the bottom. All right, now we're cooking. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit and check my focus. Again, I've got probably about 1,500 millimeters of zoom here. So any little motion, you can see, even though I'm on a tripod, you can see any little motion at this amount of zoom can really affect the picture. So you really should be using mirror lockup. You really should be using the self-timer or a trigger release. And there you have it. I'd say that's a pretty good exposure of the moon. And that was ISO 400, f11, and a 60th of a second. And I think I'm seeing a lot of crater detail. Now, this is one way of shooting the moon where you get in close with the big long lens. And of course, even after I bring it into the software, if I want to crop it a little tighter, I can do that. But the other way, probably even a better way, is to find some foreground interest. Maybe an interesting cityscape or the ocean or a lake or something like that. Put some interesting foreground, use a wide-angle lens and shoot the moon. You still have to follow sort of the same procedures as far as getting the exposure right on the moon. If you don't darken it down enough, your moon will just be white, blown out, and you won't see any crater details. So give that a try, and shooting the moon is one of the fun nighttime activities that you can do. So again, this has been Gary D. Tonencourt from morethanasnapshot.com, and I hope you enjoyed shooting the moon.
If you like this video, please be sure to hit subscribe down at the bottom so you can see our future videos. Also, you might want to check out the show notes to see my other websites like morethanasnapshot.com, where you can take my online photography class. Also, like us on Facebook so you'll know what's new with morethanasnapshot.com.